Okay, it's 2016 Dodge Ram. Not sure just what happened to the truck, but the bumper crushed in this back section here. The bumper itself over here, it's no good. It's all bent, got a hole punched in it. So we got to attempt to straighten this out, and it looks like the majority of this portion of the panel here is in good condition. Actually starts somewhere about here. There's a little something going on in the body line here. Check it all out as we go. The other side is in good condition. It's undamaged, so we'll be able to use it as a guide to fix this up. Okay, so get started here. Big freaking hammer. You're gonna get in on the back side here. Start cracking her up here where it's dented in the most, and then go from there. Okay, there's more metal here that needs to be moved than just a hammer can handle on the beating it from the inside. Put a relief cut in. I've had a few pins welded on it. Now got a relief cut down here. This metal's got to be pulled out so that it's straight with this body panel here, and then we'll work on moving this corner back out to match up to it. Okay, after a lot of cutting, fiddling, banging, pounding, and slicing, just about ready to start finalizing the body here. Okay, so the cuts all welded. Still got a little dolly work on some of this pounding that I did here. And I gotta get all this weld ground out, and it'll be time to start socking some fiberglass onto it. Would have been further ahead to put a section in here. That's not the case. Looks like we're gonna be loading her with some fiberglass, make some body lines from scratch. Okay, so doesn't really look like much. Looks like a mess. Yeah, weld's all ground back. Most of the area's scuffed in here. I'm gonna run around a bunch of this with 80 grit on the DA just to get some good surface prep. I know I ran over it with the grinder, but get rid of some of this, make sure all the loose stuff's off of there, and then I'll come back, be ready to start putting some fiberglass filler into it, fill up some of these voids. Alright, first coat of ABC Glass Plus. Doesn't look near as bad now, does it, boys? Yeah, I'm gonna run this down with a roll lock and throw another coat on, get some build, so I have something to block down with the long block. Alright, so a few coats of the old ABC on here, get some build. Still a little cattywampus in through there. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfectly straight. This should actually be out a little bit further. There's just no way of doing it in the garage. You would, like I said earlier, pretty much need to put a section in. Or if you had a frame machine, hook onto that, if there's a lot of metal there that you just can't move with a hammer and dolly. But I think it's going to work out all right in the end. Clean this up a little bit, and try to get some more of these lines confirmed, and then skim it with some body filler. Alright, first coat of body filler. Well, actually I mixed up a couple of batches to get it on there, but if that's the first coat, you know, it looks kind of rough, but that's gonna block down, I think, without too much problem. Like I mentioned before, I'm working in an actual working garage shop to do this job, and I think I showed you already, I got access to this nice lift, so I can put this truck up and down as I need to. So I'm working at, you know, shoulder level all the time, standing up, not squatting on the ground, don't have it up on stands. But there's one more thing I'd like to share that's really nice about working in this shop, and it's this air compressor that's up on the mezzanine here. That's a big ass air compressor. But there's also a downfall to working in a working garage shop. It's dirty. Everything I touch has got like ground in greasy dirt on it when it comes to using Buddy's tools. I brought my own airlines and stuff, but you know, I don't know. I painted in this garage before. Didn't have too much of an issue, but definitely be pouring the water to the floor at paint time. Okay, so rough the area down with 80 grit on the DA. It's coming along. There's a few areas here still, like in here and up here. I need to get a little more filler in. I don't know if this is part of the collision up in here. It feels a bit funny, but the panel is actually quite flat. So I have to work around that maybe a little bit. I'm not sure. It's a little too late for pounding stuff in now. Yeah, so I'm gonna get out the Dura blocks, these guys, and they're the sticky paper ones, and start knocking down these bigger areas like here and down here. Well, the filler that I'm going to put on here is hardening up. Alright, so if you noticed, I was working in a crisscross pattern. I'm really trying to avoid this body edge right here, because the lip of the fender line comes right down through here, and it extends down into here just a little bit. So I'm really trying not to get past here if I don't have to, but this seems to be coming down quite nicely. I think it's still a little low right here. Gonna have to probably do a little build-up. We'll see. Got a little further I can go here. Hopefully this will fade off into there. It's really hard to tell right now, but I may have to extend this filler just a little bit. So I'm gonna get back at it. Got you back on when I get further along. Okay. You see I put some more filler on. It's not really on thick. There's not that much build here. I did have to top this up coming back into this section here. It'll probably need a little more. But before I applied the filler here, there is a body line runs through here. Very slight, just comes down and kind of, you know, kicks down a little bit. So I threw some tape along there. That's where my line's gonna go. as far as I can see. And I'm gonna now block down into this tape. I'm not taking the tape off, leave the tape on, block down into it, and then once this section is 100% finished the way I like it, the new tape will be put on this side of the sanded line, and then I will finish this section out here. And of course, as I work around the rest of it, I think the biggest trouble with this is going to be this curve that drops down in there. I have a fairly large fat curve going on here compared to the other side, but hey, the metal was like a train wreck, so it is what it is. Okay guys, I probably realized, you know, I should have took some more footage as things were going along here, but pretty much down to the nitty-gritty now. I was using the tape. You've probably seen me do that in another video. You know, run a tape line up here, work on one section, run a tape line on the other side, work on another section, so they can get body lines to find their way into the panel. I did the same thing up here, ran a tape, work down here, tape this in, work up here. Got a couple of little spots to basically finish up. It's body work, guys. You put it on, you sand it off, and you block it down. It is what it is. I'm gonna go around all these areas here that I've got scratched up with some 320 on a DA when I get this done, and then back mask it and hit it with a little 2K primer, and likely be back here first thing in the morning and block it out, maybe get some paint on it. Alright, looks like things are just about right here. Everything all back masks. I just want to prime this area. I'm not too worried about the rest of the vehicle here. Just got to cover up a bit of this tire, likely with see if I can find something around here. I forgot the tire bag. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so I put 3 coats of primer on, threw the guide coat on. After I got the primer on, there's 3 really high spots here. I had to actually grind them back and knock them down with the hammer and dolly. Put a little poop in there, knock those down while I'm sanding out the rest here, and redo at least reprime that spot there, and touch up this detail in here for sure. Okay, we got the new bumper on the skeleton and loaded it up. It's not looking too bad. For whatever reason, the bumper's actually tucked in instead of being out here more. I don't think it's this panel, because this bit here we never really worked on at the top. We did have to change some of this down here, but probably if we can get this, pound this corner out with a mallet or something just to get the line here, it'd be a little bit better. But compared to how it started out, this is it's looking real good to me. Okay, so looks like I got things cleaned up the best I can. Everything feels kind of good by hand. I had the guide coat on there. I knocked most of it down. This is the repair from about here down. You know, up under the paper here, there's still a bit of the original primer. I'm just going to try to kind of work in that same area again, and then hopefully be ready for paint this afternoon. I'm running that Dominion Sure Seal 2K primer, and I'm going to cut it down with some urethane reducer to get it to flow out nice and smooth, to save a little bit of sanding work after it's dry. So there's the first coat of the second coat of primer. Yeah, it's not perfect. I didn't have a whole lot to work with here. So this is gonna cure down for 10 minutes or so. Then I'll hit it with another coat, clean up, let this sit for an hour and a half, get the shop cleaned up, get the side of the truck, the other bit of the truck washed. It didn't come in washed, ready to go, unfortunately. And then this will have to be behind here sanded back with 600, and then up here further where it's just going to get the clear out, 1000 grit. All right, back again. That's reprimed. That's all washed. I'm gonna get busy now. Sanding this area here up to about the center of the wheel, 1000 grit. Here up to the repair, 600. The repair itself, probably 320. Okay, here's the sad part about taking on a job like this. I just finished 1000 grit DA just to cut the clear coat, not cut into the base. Really careful. Turn the DA way down so it's not like going nuts. There's some serious scratches in the clear, like there. And since this is a work truck, all these little white dots you see here, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm gonna try to wipe them off here. All those white dots, stone chips. The whole box side is covered in stone chips because it's a work truck. And it's a real shame that I'm gonna end up clearing over top of those, because I only quoted to fix the back corner and do a blend into here and then clear the side. All right, everything's sanded. I'm gonna have to put some sealer on a few spots back there. As you can see, getting ready to bag it. Okay, truck's all bagged. It's off the lift. Gonna mix up some sealer. Got a couple of little spots here to hit. Just gonna hit them with the minigun. Nothing special. Anybody that's watched my videos has seen me spray primer before. You saw primer on this job. So I'm just gonna mix some sealer, put it in the minigun, just give these little spots just a little whoosh, 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 and the cut through down there and the cut through there. And then give that like 20 minutes. It is pretty damn hot. And get ready to put some base coat on. First, I'm just gonna go over the whole thing with some air and a cloth, and then a tack cloth. Standard procedure. You guys know the drill. Okay, 2 coats on. Start on the 3rd coat here in a minute. Start extending up into this area here. You can see I'm about here right now. I really don't want to get too close to this lid because this color isn't 100% match, but it is what it is. Okay guys, still got my mask on, but 2 full wet coats of clear on there. Nice, gonna pass. I think the blend looks not too bad. It's gonna have really hard tell in here. It's so fucking dark. There's no just the lighting. It's just, like I said, it's a working garage. It's not a paint shop. Looks pretty good to me. Got a nice reflection going on here, so hopefully it passes. Either gonna pass or it's gonna fail, though. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll get some shots of it when she's all back together, bro.